is. Oh my
How
gosh,
you?
we got here in the end. Awesome to have you. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever, so it's so good to get to immerse myself selfishly in your amazing energy and wisdom today. So can't
Namaste,
wait
beautiful
for that.
lady.
Absolutely. So what I wanted to do before we dive in and I ask you a bunch of cool questions and we get to like do some cool things today. For
Roger that.
any of you guys who are new to the series, if this is your first time tuning in, we're up to episode number 11 of these amazing interviews with extraordinary souls from all across the globe who are doing amazing work in this world, who absolutely want to support and contribute their gifts to you and have a really positive impact. And this man sitting right in front of you is known as the Mind Ninja. That's it, Michael Bennett. And I wanted to share a quick little personal, there he is, the Mind Ninja Academy, cool stuff. But, I met Michael and I met actually back in August, early September on a cruise ship, actually, where Michael was, I just want to share a little bit of this experience before we dive in.
Of course,
Cool. So I went to one of these amazing comedy shows. I love my comedy. And Michael was the comedian when I went. And oh my gosh, like he blew me away. And the reason was because I'd never seen a comedian like Michael before. And, you guys know the work that I'm into, and it's all about your mindset and all that, tapping into inspiration. And, from my perspective, focusing on the stuff that matters. I didn't expect to meet a comedian such as Michael, who got the whole room roaring with laughter, but coupled with some really empowering messages that he, kind of loops into everything that he does. And I'd been to see all the other comedians on that ship during the time that I was there. And Michael was the only comedian I saw where every single person in the audience wanted to shake his hand or hug him after it, because he has this amazing ability to get you to laugh and, bring the fun, but then hit you with what you actually really need. And you didn't even think you came for it, right? So
yeah, it's pretty sneaky, isn't it?
you're sneaky, and I must say, just getting to meet you and connect with you and get some of your wisdom and guidance on some relationship challenges at the time was really, really valuable to me as well. So let's dive into it. So what I wanted to do, so Michael, known as the Mind Ninja, he's a comedian, inspirational entertainer, author, and magician who inspires life change. I want to ask you, Michael,
Yes.
what are you most grateful for in your life right now?
I am most grateful for the proximity of the people that I have around me that energize me with the unconditional love that they have for each other, which then spreads out to me as well. So, I mean, in these uncertain times, I think that's what we just have to be grateful for, is the smiles and the hugs from the people that we can, and, and just be grateful for that. The unconditional love that you have around you at the moment is the best thing.
Wow. Absolutely. And I think, that's so powerful. You just go straight for the jugular, because at the end of the day, I believe, and I think you might second this, that at the end of the day, we're all here to love fully and be loved fully. And there's everything that we do, everything that we're trying to get in our life is ultimately leading us towards that end result that is most meaningful. And if you've got people in your life where you feel a sense of unconditional love, wow, like you want to hold on to those people and cherish them. Absolutely.
Well, that's it. And the key word there is unconditional. So there's no right or wrongs or anything going, up or down. And these moments when our minds are changing daily, and by the minute and by the hour, and so we have to look at each other as, well, we don't know your story, what's going on in your mind. So it's got to have that unconditional love, and not sort of, I only like you when you're going to be happy, not when you're going to be sad, or when you're, or when you're drunk, or if you're not drunk, or if you're whatever. People going through uncertain times and trying to find their own way to calm the noise in their head. So you've got to have that unconditional love. It's going to go, I'll only love you when you're not drinking, or I'll only love you when you're smiling or nice. And But that unconditional, just going to go, hey, no matter what and what you're going through, I'm here. You know, it's kind of nice.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, I like riffing with my interviewee guests, you know. So just based on what you mentioned there, I think it's, you know, do you feel like your what should I say here? Is it important to have a sense of unconditional love for the self in order to...
Oh, you have to. You have to. You cannot give what you haven't got. So look, you know, if someone's looking for a bag of oranges and you go, yeah, no worries, and then you're just looking at them, they're going, where is it? I'm just going, well, I haven't got it, but I'm going to give it to you. Just going to go, no, you got to get it first, you know. So, and I made a point of, you know, in the beginning of the year, I put this on here.
I am love. Boom. I love
so with a lotus on the back there. So that's a reminder to myself. So when I'm squeezing the toothpaste, I've also got this one on here, which is just be you and believe in yourself. So these are my actual reminders, you know, for me. So, and I like to be a positive billboard, because sometimes we forget. We do. I mean, it's just and that's what you were saying about my comedy, you know, like it's only messages that they go, that's right. So I call that comedy now. It's ha ha aha. So they go ha ha
yeah. And that's exactly it. You sum it up so amazingly well. And you know, I think you've just already, in the short period of time that we've been chatting, just hit people right where they need it right now, to bring it back to basics in terms of what is most matters in this world, that sense of unconditional love, and knowing that you can't give what you don't first give to yourself.
You have to.
Yeah. And would you say that it's difficult to receive what you don't first own within yourself as well, or how does that work?
Yeah, well, you got to be careful. Like at the moment, like everybody's on their social devices, all right? They're on their phones, they're on their computers, they're on their TVs, and you know, and what do? Well, at nighttime, what do? Or during the day, they make sure they plug it in, you know, because they want to be ready to go tomorrow. What's going on tomorrow? Who's on tomorrow? What am I going to see? How many likes can I get tomorrow? And they can't do that if their phone's dead. Yeah, you know, and so they've got to charge it. And so you're giving all this love, and all this love is going out. You know, I love my family. I'm going to ring my family. I'm going to ring this. I'm going to send love on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or whatever device they want, and however they want to provide love, that's actually coming out of them, which is like decharging you. So you must plug yourself in as well. You must give yourself you. So you have to take those quiet moments and just be kind to yourself, man. And people just aren't doing that, you know. I'm just going to go, why are you beating yourself up so much? Just be nice to yourself, you know. And because when the battery goes flat, when the love starts to dissipate from you, then of course you can't give it. And so what's coming out is sarcasm and grief and hate and fear and jealousy and confusion and anxiety and depression. That's coming because that's all that's left in there. You haven't topped yourself up with love. So it's just scraping the bottom of the barrel. You know, you've had a really nice meal and a beautiful stew, and then you go, somebody wants some more. I'm just going to go, well, it's all gone, but I'm going to let me scrape the bottom of the pot. Now it doesn't taste so good, you know, but it's still coming from the same pot, you know, which is what we are. We're the vessel. So, and we're giving it, you know, like yourself. You're amazing what you're doing on here and lifting people up, and you know, and I'm out and about with my flute and stuff, and but we've got to charge that. But that's my charge as well. Is that okay? I'm going to take these moments to do what I like, and and you got to do that. Just going to go. What do I like? I like dark chocolate. Well, I haven't had it for like 3 days. Why not? Sit down, have, you know, just munch on a bar of dark chocolate, and just going to go, wow. Like we forget the little things that we like, you know, like I push bike every morning now. I forgot how much I loved it, but now I'm doing 35 to 60 Ks every morning now just to get that charge. Well, that's my charge. I'm up at 4 every morning now. So I'm past the 5 a.m. club. I'm at the 4 a.m. club now. So yeah, it's great.
I love that. And you've just hit us with so much reality, you know, that when we hear it, because you speak it with such authenticity and such heart, and I know such emotion, like I know everything that you speak about, you experience it fully. And that's why I'm so grateful that you were willing to show up and do this interview. And
course.
it's funny, I just noticed something. Like, I'm wearing a love heart. I very rarely wear jewelry, but I love love, right? So that's
Yeah.
what I'm representing here. And I noticed that you have got what the yin and the yang. So
Yeah.
what's the importance of that? What does that represent to you?
Well, that's the whole yin and yang, because that's become the mind ninja. See, that's the whole yin and yang as well. But that's what it is, you know. I mean, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, we have it. We there's it's night and day, you know, and it's man and woman, you know, and it's child and adult, and you know, it's hot and cold, and so that's, you can't have one without the other, you know. And with love, you are going to get hate and depression and sadness, but you just have to monitor them and just make sure that they're in their right place. And that's what I like about this so much, is just that it's in their right place. Yes. But you can't deny yourself. Like, I can't go, I am love, which is the white, and just going to go, well, there's not going to be any hate or negativity. Just going to go, well, there is, you know. We're not perfect, and you know, there's no such thing as perfect. So just, but what I'm finding, and what I'm expressing to a few people that I'm meeting, is acknowledging your sadness and talking to yourself about it and over it, and acknowledging when you are being a little bit negative or nasty, or just going, catching yourself. Do you know Steady Eddie, a comedian, Steady Eddie? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, he's a good friend of mine, right? And he's got this thing that, and it's called I'll share it with you. It's ABM. It's called. So he considers himself a Buddhist, and he's very cool, and he's drug and alcohol free for the last 14 years or so, and he's amazing. So he has what's called an ABM, which is an anti-Buddhist moment. You know, so he gives love, and he gives gratitude, and he gives thanks, and he's just a beautiful man, and just going, yeah, he's kind and gentle. But then there's just some times where you're just going to go, hey, for fuck's sake, just get out. What are you doing? Get out of the way, just like it. And and that's just like, oh, that's like an ABM, like. And it's okay to have the ABM, like an anti-Buddhist moment, a moment where you snap, or you may just change. But what I like about it is when you acknowledge it, like you can have it and then go, wow, okay, that was a moment. I'm sorry. I'm going to reflect on it. I'm going to come back. I'm going to charge myself for the love, put that back in here, release that. And it's like, okay. So as opposed to people that just continually do nasty and horrible things, and then with no acknowledgement of that. Yes. And then that becomes stress and anxiety and grief and victim and depression in the brain if you don't acknowledge the ABMs.
Oh my gosh. I'm definitely going to be using that. I love it.
I love it.
Anti-Buddhist moment. I definitely have them occasionally, not going to lie.
Yeah.
And
Oh, we're human, man.
Absolutely. And what I'm really loving about what you're sharing with us is it comes back to this sense of balance, and something that I'm sure I'd love to hear your experience with this as well. But I see so many beautiful, well-intentioned people out there who are just being one-sided, and then they end up, completely burnt out. Like you're kind of saying, to be super positive, but neglect the fact that you are all things. And just like you're saying, to acknowledge your negative emotions, your experiences, your ABMs, and to know that if you don't balance yourself out and accept all those parts within you, the world will humble you, the world will balance you out. And wouldn't you rather be in control of that, rather than having, it's like what I'm kind of seeing, and I'd love to hear your perspective on this with the COVID-19, with the pandemic. It's as if the world is being forced to balance itself out, to wake up to what's actually meaningful, to be forced to isolate and cut away from the habitual patterns that we run mindlessly, that are creating problems and challenges for us. And now we're like, okay, like, what are we going to do? Because this isn't sustainable, you know? So how are we going to create something more sustainable, more holistic, and more balanced as a result? So I don't know, I went off on a little bit of a tangent there, but
No,
yeah,
I'm
I'd love to hear
exactly
your
with you. Yeah,
perspective. Yeah.
with this whole COVID-19, like it's put the like it's just mind blowing that it's global. That's
Mm, yeah.
that's like the kind of like, oh, what? It's it's not the house, it's not the street, it's not the neighborhood, it's not the suburb, it's not the state, it's not the country, this is the goddamn world, man. You know, so you know, there's a little family in Italy and there's a little family in Botswana, and you know, they're all doing the same thing. So this is a time where exactly the universe is right now going for a reboot. All right, so you know, and so we have to go within, because we can't go without.
Yeah.
You know, so we can't go out. So this is now time saying, let's, you know, just take some moments. And some people just have never liked themselves, and so now's the time to go look at yourself, you know, and be nice. You know, if you've got a couple of negative things, and what I'm doing every morning, and I've been doing for quite some time now, is looking in the, and that's why I put that on my arm here, because I look into the mirror and I look into the eyes of the warrior that's within, you know, because we're all born innate warriors. And so that's what this COVID-19 is doing us. It's making us warriors if we choose to soldier up to come out of this. Yeah. So what we have to reflect on now while it's happening is, who do we want to be? Like, I think if we focus on who do we want to be, not what do we want to be, where do we want to be, how much money do we want? I think, as you say, the universe will take care of everything so long as you know who you want to be. But I mean, it comes down to three things for me, you know, and the first one's forgiveness. And that's forgiving yourself for everything.
No. This is what I love about you, is your heart and your soul.
I didn't want to do this.
Yeah. No, this is so empowering.
Yeah. Well, oh man, so I wasn't going to let this happen, but hey.
No, you know what? You know what, Michael? You're giving everybody right now, myself included, such an amazing gift. Nothing touches my heart more than people sharing openly what's actually true for them, what's actually going on for them. And I can tell right now, you know, this is one of the reasons why I absolutely love and adore you, is your authenticity and your openness, and you know, your vulnerability, particularly as a man, is so empowering to the people out there. I mean, you know, what is it meaning to you, you know? And I think this is really going to allow people to stop just hearing words and actually take it into the heart. But when you spoke into forgiveness, you know, why is that so important? And what triggers your heart with that word?
Oh, I'm going to forgive it because I'm be, and sort of, you know, and work out what happened and why my marriage fell apart, and to be true to myself as well, you know. So, while writing this book and trying to empower people so they can pull themselves back from the edge, and sort of, my book's all about, you know, just trying to help people. I'm trying to stop suicide, you know. So I'm pulling people back from the edge because I've been there, you know, and I've now, you know, I'm not depressed anymore. I cured myself of depression, 30 years of depression with a black dog biting my ass, and a little bit at the moment, but hey, when you come back out of it, you come back positive.
Hey, Michael, sorry, I'm so sorry. I had to, I think we dropped out for about 30 or so seconds then. So, yeah, would you mind going back a little bit? So sorry about that. I've reconnected, so hopefully we don't have any other issues. But you were, where I lost you was when you were diving into the book, and you were mentioning, you know, that you've got yourself out of depression for, you know, you spent 30 years there, and then I lost you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have cured myself of depression. The black dog is no longer biting on me. But what I'm feeling at the moment is, you know, it's the grief, and I've got me, you know, I'm trying to control the monkeys, and I've broken the monkey mind down into 7 monkeys, and one of the ones I'm going through at the moment is grief, you know. So, and that's just and I think, you know, and it's going to happen, and as you say, and I'm, you know, I wasn't planning on having a weep in this little session, so but I think people need to do that and be allowed, and the families and need to allow each and everybody to do that, because man, if that gets bottled up and it's kind of lethargic to really just cry, no matter how old you are or who you think you are, how strong you think you are, but if you feel it, just cry. I mean, it's like a pressure cooker in there, and if that thing on the top there is not able to purge, it's gonna blow like a hole in the roof. So, you know, it's the same as us. Like, and this is our little pressure cooker spot. You know, so these tears have got to come out. Otherwise, you're gonna do something really silly. Like, you know, you're gonna probably drink a bottle of bourbon and go for a drive in your car, thinking that you've got a destination to go to, which is like because you didn't cry. Why? Because you didn't have that moment of purging just stuff that's in you. And I don't know what it is sometimes. I'm driving along, and it's just like all of a sudden it's like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
But I don't soldier up and go, nah, I'm not going to. No. Like I know a lot of people do. Nah, I'm not going to. And I say, mate, just cry. Nah, bullshit. Why, man? Now's the time, especially while we're by ourselves, man. Hey, just do it, man. It's I mean, it's as therapeutic as laughter is, you know. I mean, laughter is the best medicine, and you can do that, you know. Like, I mean, it feels crazy now. Like 1 minute days we're running, and now I just feel like, oh man, that was kind of weird, but that's how fast it is, you know. Like I'm treating this whole COVID-19 thing like. I like the analogy of a theme park for me when I do my comedy as well. I think I've expressed that to you, how you go in and you look at all the rides and stuff. So this whole COVID-19, imagine it like a ride, and some of them are scary, so you're not going to go on it first. So I'm not going to go on that one. So I'm going to take the slow log flume ride first, just to get myself used to it and immerse myself in the park. And the park is now COVID-19, the world we are living in. All right, so don't try and look for a brand new big job or anything else, or think about that at the moment, which is the big ride. We've got to look at the small ride. Just going to go, hey, you know, maybe if I walk for 20 minutes a day, it's going to get my fitness up, and that's going to be the small ride first. Yeah, does that make sense? You with me? Yep. Yeah, so you're just going on the small ride, but you can still see the big rides that are just causing a little bit of anxiety and a little bit of trepidation and a little bit of stress. Just going to go, oh my God, you know, how am I going to pay my mortgage? What am I going to do for food? You know, and now my mum's sick and I can't see her. And, you know, these are all the things. That's the big ride. And we're going to have to face that big ride soon. If you don't, you will leave the park without doing the big rides, and then you'll be living with regret. Yeah, like I know a lot of people that have done that with theme parks. They pay hundreds of dollars to go to a theme park and go, did you go on the Superman ride? Oh, no way. Go, really? And they went, oh yeah, I know, I wish I had. Yeah. You know, so this is this COVID-19 sort of thing. It's just like, okay, so if we do that and we take the rides, but at the moment, like we're getting on some of them, and what I'm finding is like, it's going to be a slow chick. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. But then you're going to get up there, and then it's going to be loop-de-loops, and you can't get off, you know. And we can't get off this COVID-19 either. We just have to ride it. But understand there is going to be moments where you're going to be upside down, and then you're going to be sideways. But there's moments where you're going to be smiling so hard and so loud, go, yeah, come on, this is great. You know what that is? That's the love of the family that you've connected with. That's the forgiveness you've given to your brothers and your sisters and your fathers and your mothers and the people in your proximity because of what you thought they may have done or were in the past. That now it's if the world's going to reboot, why don't we do that? We just defrag and get rid of all the baggage, the shit and the that we're holding on to. It's a change world, so let's get that out. Love your family, so let's write our chapters from now, sort of thing. If that makes sense, yeah.
Totally. And it's really funny. Like what I'm getting from it is the contrast. You know, we can't have happiness without sadness. You know, we've got to be able to accept and you know, in this time, like, actually, it was funny because as you use your analogies, which are you're so good at using analogies and metaphors and everything, it just really captures people and it makes them apply it to their own experiences. And what went on through my mind as you shared that then about the theme park was, you know, my granny, she's 94 years old. You know, she's a survivor of the Holocaust, and you know, and she's been through some crazy times in this world. And you reminded me, she took me to Disneyland when I was 10 years old, and she went on all the scary rides with me, you know, all the big ones, because, you know, it really, I could see how that could apply to the analogy. You know, she's been through some big rides, right? That was Disneyland was nothing. And the same thing you said with defragging and getting rid of things that we don't need. I had another experience at a theme park where I was upside down and my phone fell out and fell in the water and I didn't have it again. You know, that's even a good pinpoint to this thing around our addiction to technology. Like, we're using it right now in a really empowering way that I hope, you know, people get a ton of value from. I know they will, from your wisdom and your heart and your authenticity. But, you know, sometimes we need to realize what we're attached to and what we need the experience of losing that thing that we're attached to so that we have the opportunity to come back in a more balanced way. That's a loving way, not an attached way. So much of everything that you say just always triggers so many rabbit holes of thought and awakening on so many levels.
I think if we handle the big rides, because this you know, so if we just take this big ride, like when it's gone, it's going to be like we're walking out of the theme park, you know, and then we're going to have no regret because we can look back and the world's going to be different now. I mean, we're going to look back and go, we went through COVID-19 when the world shut down. In 20 years time, when the kids are 20, you know, that are born after this, it's going to go, what do you mean the world shut down? Just going to go, we went through it, you know, it was a ride, but I did it. I rode that ride, you know, with like, just going to go, I'm on it. I'm going to ride this really well. I'm not going to say no. And by not riding COVID-19 would be like, you know, just sitting and having trepidation and watching the news way too much and getting all the stress and the grief and the anxiety and then other people's opinions and beliefs. You know, we have to unbelieve the negative so we can redream and come out of this, man. So that's totally what we have to do, is just to unbelieve anything that doesn't serve you well, that doesn't feel good. Like if the news is not feeling good and you're feeling horrible about the deaths or what people are saying, turn it off. If it doesn't serve you or make you feel good, just turn it off, you know, and then jump on another ride, go for another walk, or, you know, have another bar of chocolate or something, you know. But we're going to look after ourselves. Now's the time to reboot for mind, body, and spirit. We have to train. We have to train for that. But I mean, we're going to look after this. Only those with a guarded mind are going to come out on top of this, I reckon. Once they know how to do this, those with a guarded mind, you know. And I think the best way, and the best way that I've worked out how to do this, and being by myself, is to ask questions. That's amazing. Out loud to yourself every day. Like, just ask the big questions. Where am I going to be when this finishes? Just like look up to the sky or a tree. Like look at a tree. Just going to go, where am I going to be when this finishes? And don't try and answer your own question. Just let it be. Like, it's kind of amazing. Like, I'm just about to go into my van. I'm going to go lock myself down in a bush for a week or so. And I just packed this bag of books.
Oh, cool.
See, that's but
Yeah.
I'm not going to read all these books, you know. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have an hour a day, like after my meditation, an hour a day. So maybe I might pick up this book here, right? So I'll pick up this book here, seize the day, all right?
Yep.
And then I may just like, I'll ask a question. I'll randomly flick through that book. Wherever I land on that book, I'll read the 4 pages or the chapter. And an answer may turn up in that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like the resilience project, you know, and then I've got,
that's so good. The
you know,
resilience
and the happiness, you know, because everyone's got these books and they go, I'm not going to read that book again. Don't read the whole book. Just ask a question, go to your cabinet and have half an hour of just like pick a book. You know, sometimes when it's just like, oh man, I needed this right now. Oh, look, I'll share this with you. You'd love this, right? So I was in New Zealand. I was doing comedy, and I was on a breakfast show over there, promoting my comedy. And in the green room, I met this guy. So that's Dr. Dane here. Okay, awesome. And how's that, right? Look at the title of that. If that's not more poignant now than ever.
Well,
you know,
yeah.
So I met him in the green room, and so he was amazing, being you, changing the world. Now is the time, and so it is. Like now is the time. I suggest you get that. So I got that, and I must have got it. It must have been about 10 years ago. Never read it. And then I found it. Like I just found it. It was just sitting like, and I don't know where it sort of came from because I've moved house. I've got stuff in storage, and I've got stuff everywhere. And then this just wound up sitting on the shelf, and I went, oh my God, that's why. And then I read that, and I thought, oh, I got to listen to that. It's the most poignant book, and answered so many questions right then last week that I needed. And I actually got the audio version of it as well. So I was reading the words, holding a tangible book while listening to him speak it. It's amazing. So those are it's kind of cool to do that, ask big question, and it's like it's a cool game as well. And it's really and it stops the monkeys from roaming, going elsewhere and you doing nothing. It sets a sight. You've got a goal, like that's a little goal. And one of these books in here, I'm just about to fill out this. I got this
whole journal. Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm just about to fill out that, and that's going to be, you know, all about my book and, you know, and my marketing and stuff. But it's kind of cool when you set an intention with a question, and then you go, all right, and now it becomes the fun game because you have to be more aware, and you have to be more awakened. All right, you've got to be aware of the butterflies that are flying in front of you and which direction they're going and why they're going and which way is the wind blowing. Is it high tide or low tide after you've asked that question? And like just look at things, you know, or, you know, if something spills or drops or breaks, and then you got to go, why? Is that the answer? Is that the answer? So now we're becoming more open to the universal law of abundance that's in front of us. But without asking the questions, it's like staring at your computer that's closed and looking and going, Google, how come you're not telling me anything? And the computer's just looking at you, just going, dickhead, you haven't even punched in a question to me yet, you know? A lot of people are doing that. They're just staring at the computer, you know, which is like in their mind. They're going, oh, nothing's happening. Just going to go, have you asked? You know?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love this because what really gave me an aha in that moment was to not answer the question yourself.
Oh, don't answer that. No.
Wow. Like that's a really key takeaway for us all, myself included, to take away from this, right? Because if we answer with the same machine that created the question, are we just going to keep spinning our wheels?
Oh, perpetual cycle of misery and craziness. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Oh yeah. No, no assumptions. Drop all assumptions. Drop all preconceived notions, and stop having any thought whatsoever. But you can ask really poignant questions. But then openness, man. That's the ninja. It's him that'll find it. He's in there, man. Like that's it, and that's your third eye that's coming out. And so you just once you have that connecting. And you know what really gets the answers? I found what really gets the answers is the smile. Like, because you know you've got the question, you're starting a game, and you just smile, and you're going to go, this is going to be amazing. And that is actually the frequency and the energy that provides it. It seems weird. And a lot of people go, oh, yeah, good on you, woo-woo. But it's, man, I've tried and I've tested this, man. And it's amazing. Here's a little something, like, because you're talking about this COVID-19. So I've done this really cool thing. I cycle for anywhere from 35 to 60 Ks in the morning now, yeah? So I get up and I leave at 4:30 and I cycle for about 16 Ks, and then the sun comes up and I do my flute in the morning and stuff. But but a lot of people are walking, all right? They're walking, they're keeping the social distancing. I'm just going to go, that's fine. And then I was doing it for a couple of weeks, and I was just riding my bike. I've got a crazy spiky hat, and it's really cool, and it's great. But everyone was just sort of keeping their distance and didn't have a smile on their face. I'm going to go, okay, all right, I'm going to try this theory. Pavlov, you know the Pavlov, the ringing the bell, the dog salivates, yeah? Okay. So this is one based on the Pavlov theory of, reciprocity first, all right? So you've got to give something to get something back. That's reciprocity, yeah? So I'm going to give my smile, the best gift that I can give to anybody. Make sure you got your best curve on when you leave home, and that's your smile, yeah?
Yeah.
So what I've started doing, right, is just riding my bike. And everybody that's walking or exercising in the morning, I got my headphones on, I'm listening to some audio books and stuff, but I'm just going, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, with sets and intention. And they smile and go, oh, like it's a shock to them. They go, oh, good morning. And it's it and is. And because I'm saying it about 100 times, 150 times cycling, because there's so many people out. Good morning, good morning, good, with sets and intention. So that freaked them out for the first time, right? They're going, hey. But now I've got the spiky helmet and I'm cycling on because I do it every day. They already have a smile now from about 25 meters away, seeing me coming. When before there wasn't even a smile, and they had a preconceived notion of who I was with a spiky helmet and cycling along, just going, who's this guy I think he is, But now they go, oh, here comes that guy who's going to energize me with a good morning. And I'm constant. And now they're starting to wave, and they're saying it to me. So they're waiting for me to cycle up. I'm cycling up, and they're already smiling. I'm going, hey, good morning. They go, yes, good morning. So now, and it's amazing. So when all this finishes, I'm going to wind up with like 300, 500 new friends. From the wharf here all the way around to Redcliffe. I'm going to stop. And when we're able to stop and talk and stuff, I'm going to spend hours just going to go, hey, how are you? Good morning. And they go, you're the guy. They just go, you're the guy. And people have been stopping me when I've been playing my flute and with the spiky helmet, just going to go, you know how much people are talking about you and how much people love you around here? I'm going, really? Because you forget, So it's kind of a cool thing. I'll just go, if you've got anybody in there that's listening at the moment, just try that. It's just fantastic. You wear the smile and just go, good morning. Good morning to the coffee shop, to the attendant, to the whatever. And every time I pay a coffee now, I pay it forward. Or if I know somebody that's homeless or sleeping in a tent, I'll buy 2 coffees and I'll just go and sit one down, just go, here we go, whatever. And it's that kind of like, so when we come out of this, we're one. We're all one. We're all having a good morning. So.
Oh my gosh, that's so powerful to share. And I could envision the whole scenario because I've
wonderful.
been in your energy. I know what you're like in that regard. And, I don't know who says this, but it sprung into my mind that, everybody's waiting for somebody else to go first. And I just want to acknowledge you for being that energy that does go first, because the ripple effect from that is powerful. And
this is amazing.
You actually reminded me of when I did a 10-day silent meditation retreat in France. We weren't allowed to look at people. We just had to keep in our own space. But there was one guy there who would serve the food. And he was this giant, big, tall guy, funny character. And every day I couldn't wait to get my food, because it was the one person who looked me in the eye and gave me the kindest, loveliest big grin and kind of this cheekiness, like we knew we shouldn't be like smiling at one another. But it at the end of that, just kind of like the end of COVID, when you get to interact with all these new beings that you've had this impact on, at the end of that, the first person I went up to was him, and I gave him the biggest hug. and I let him know what an impact he had on me just through his simple smile. So yeah, it's so
Well,
powerful.
that's so true. That's so true. So if you look at a plug, right, you got a 3-pin plug, so that goes in the wall. Yep.
Yep.
And so with that, your battery's charged, right? Your phone's charged, everything's charged because it's going in. So ours is exactly what you're saying. It's these two and this. That's our charge. That's what we need. We need to do this. I need to connect with your eyes and your smile and see how it fits.
Yeah.
Like I can see it right now. I can feel it. Look at it. Like that's like that's a battery. Like I feel it now. I feel like my heart is going even more. But that's strangers can do that. We're just going to connect because we're giving so much.
Yeah.
That's our wow. And I think if the world does that, which it is, you're seeing it, you know, people playing and instruments on balconies and having outside garden parties and on the driveways and stuff, and you know, whereas you know, probably 4 months ago they didn't even know their neighbor. And now they're smiling and laughing across the road, staring at them in their eyes while smiling and laughing and throwing a pizza across in a plastic bag, just going, here you go. Amazing. Oh, it's amazing.
Oh
so.
My gosh, I really, really love yet another amazing analogy that you use. Like our eyes and our mouth is the plug. And if we're not connecting, you know, if we're not connecting out with our presence and our eyes and our smiles, you know, we're not going to feel that charge. And I like my heart has grown, you know, just having this conversation, because this is the stuff that actually matters. You know, this is such an authentic, transparent, heartfelt conversation that we're having that I think the world sometimes misses. And, you know, that's one of the greatest things that I really, really admire about you and appreciate about you, that you are going through the world, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what challenges you're faced with, you still rock up and you still show up in a way that charges everybody around you.
Thanks.
And, you know, that's the payoff that, you know, when we do that, it's a give and a receive. That's love. So
yeah, oh my oath, yeah. But that's the reciprocity as well that I was talking about, yeah. So the reciprocity is giving something with no expectations.
Yeah.
So we drop all expectations, assumptions. We don't go, hey, I gave you one, where's mine? I'm not going to give you another one now because you didn't give me one. No. You got to keep doing it. And that's what I found out with my cycling and my smiling, that it took 2 or 3 days, you know, before they went, here comes this guy. Yeah. You know, if I just went, oh, I smiled and said good morning to all you guys and just going, you didn't say it back, so you can all get stuffed. It's not about me. Yeah. It's not about me. No. It's about you. Yeah. So this is a gift. This is my gift. Like it's all I can give at the moment, man. And I hope it's okay for you. I hope you unwrap it and you use it well for the day. I hope you do have a good morning. So so I'm not expecting anything back, but I am getting them now. My gifts now are from 100 people seeing me going, good morning, you know, and some of them were trying to beat me, just going, hey, good morning. No, that's my, okay, thank you. Take it. Yeah. I'll unwrap that. I'll cycle with that. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And, you know, I kind of felt like we would definitely go off script. I had some questions prepared. I know I sent you a couple of questions, whatever. You know, they're not that important, because I feel like everything that we've shared and the conversation and, you know, your vulnerability and your emotion that you've shared today is a billion times more powerful, you know. And so I'm cautious of time, and one of the great gifts that you also give to others and help people recharge their batteries when they didn't even maybe know that they needed it, or you could provide it, is the beautiful work that you do with your flute. So it is so powerful. I couldn't handle it if we couldn't get to share it.
Yeah, cool.
What does that say?
So this is Joan, all right? She's a beautiful, amazing lady. She's in her 90s now. So and this is Joan, and on here it says, I am love, I love you, which is you know, Joan gifted me some money when I was on a cruise looking after her family and making them all laugh and have fun, and you know, and meditating with another flute. And she gifted me $100, and I said, I'm going to put it towards this flute that I've found and I really like. I'm going to call it Joan, so when I play it, because it's a 432 hertz, the frequency of love and the frequency of nature. I said, so I'm going to call it Joan. So when I play it, I'll be channeling through you, and this will be your love going out to everybody. Because she got a new driver's license, over 90, right? Got a new driver's license for another 7 years, because she drives twice a week from Wollongong to Sydney to meditate. That's all she needs a license for. And so I helped her meditate with this, and she loves it. And so now when I play it, it's for her. So would you like to hear a little bit of it?
Yes, please. Yep.
All right, here we go.
Oh my gosh, I love this. And I want to recommend to everybody who's not already following the work that you do, to jump over onto Michael's Facebook page, Michael Bennett, and listen. Do you do it every day? Is it an every day?
Not every. I was doing it every day, but now I probably do it about 3 times a week. And it's a sunrise. It's the morning gratitude and sunrise gratitude with the flute, and morning love with a couple of little tidbits in there. So peaceful. Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, it is. It's amazing. Yeah. So yeah, do jump on board and make sure you do that. And jump onto the mindninjaacademy.com website as well if you want to become a mind ninja and learn more about the how to control the monkey mind, defeat depression, live a life of purpose. So.
Absolutely. I love that. And before I just dive in and just see what comments we got, so we can quickly answer them before Instagram boots us off in 10 minutes. But let people know, like, I know you've mentioned Mind Ninja, like for a lot of people might not be familiar with that term. Like, what is that, and why should they be thinking about, looking at your website and the work that you're doing, and the book that you've got coming out?
Well, I find now, especially now, is more imperative to sort of have somebody looking after yourself, which is actually you. You were born a warrior. You're innate. You were born that way, but then it gets programmed out of us, all right? And we get all these different beliefs from our familial, cultural, or our proximity. We're loaded with all these beliefs. And my whole thing now is just to unbelieve. We have to unbelieve the negative programming so we can redream and live a life of purpose. So if we unlock the warrior within, all right, so unlocking the warrior and then turn them into the mind ninja, all right? The mind ninja is a great centurion that looks after the gate to the guard to your mind. So he's aware of what goes in and what comes out as well. So he's more aware of the powerful words that he uses, and if he comes from a place of love, that's amazing. So when you're talking, you're actually talking to your ninja. So you don't have to feel as I'm not talking to myself. Well, don't. This is the same situation that people talk to Buddha, Allah, God, Jesus, the rainforest, everything. So it's the same concept. They don't know, like they've never met Buddha or Allah or, Jesus or God. And but you've never met your warrior as well, your innate self. So unlock him. So in my book, I teaches you how to unlock him, but just to go within, look at the warrior within the eyes in the mirror and just see him. Don't look at the facade. Don't give yourself, but then I dress up all the monkeys. My monkeys are totally out of control, but yeah, I know that's kind of weird. That's the anger monkey. I know this will really spin you out and get a look at. That's the grief monkey. Yeah. Oh, it's crazy.
Wow.
So, and that's the gratitude monkey. All right, but the gratitude monkey is the one that's not ego based. So ego means edge God out, So if you don't have your warrior, it just means the ego is taken over ego of the monkeys, all right? And these, they've captivated, and they're taking control of your mind. The monkeys are, instead of the warrior. So take back ownership of the warrior and the mind, yeah.
And what I really love about, you know, such your unique spin on looking at all these different things that we're challenged by in our lives and taking back the driver's seat is it's so empowering to look at something that's not like us, you know, it's our fault and us and our thing, but actually to kind of take a meta perspective on your own self and look at that it's not you, it's the monkey, it's the
that's right,
patterns.
that's the grief monkey, or that's the jealous monkey, or the victim monkey, or it's not you. The warrior doesn't feel like that. You've just latched on the training of the warrior. The warrior stands proud, you know, and then he understands the monkey. And so learning it is to try to teach the monkey, monkey juggling, I call it. When the monkeys show up, you give them monkey juggling, which is actually breathing in for 4, out for 4, because they need something to keep them occupied and going, to stop the mad thinking. The monkey mind is the constant negative chatter that happens in our minds continuously as we go through, try to make, sense of this world that we're going through. So monkey juggling is like when you find yourself anxious, depressed, stressed, or anything that's happening or giving you a weird feeling, breathing, monkey juggling. Breathe in for 4, out for 4. Do that for a couple of minutes. Bring yourself back to calmness. The warrior will take over. He'll assess whether it's preconceived or a real threat, and then he'll adjust to it with the questions from the universe, and together they'll work with a higher power, and you'll be centered and back, and the answers will turn up. So it's amazing.
It's amazing, and I can't wait for your book to come out. I know we were talking earlier, you think it could be around September, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
So we'll keep everybody up to date with that, and definitely check out, what is it, mindninja.com.au?
TheMindNinja.com,
TheMindNinja.com. Okay, perfect. And definitely following along. So before we sign off, I just wanted to quickly race through some comments that we might have gotten. Got loads of some cool people here who are checking it out. Jerry said, awesome, love this. We'll fill in your inner soul with love, kindness, happiness. It's your inner bank. If it's empty, you can't share. Yeah, absolutely. And we've got somebody from Niagara Falls in Canada. And Sean says, how important would you place meditation or mindfulness on this journey of self-love?
Oh, very, very important. That's, meditation is just absolutely incredible. And that's where you can ask the questions and you can really find your peace. In my book, I've actually, because it's all about visualization. And one of them is a grotto that you've got to get yourself in. You build this grotto within your mind, and this is your place, your happy place. All right. You go in there. My grotto looks out to the ocean. It's a sunrise coming up. There's a fire pit. There's a wall over here. Municipal plants and a maze here with a white rock that you can sit on. So you immerse yourself in there during meditation. And it's a beautiful. And you know that when you close your eyes, and I actually lock that so the monkeys can't get in. So I teach you how to lock that place in there. So you lock your phone, because I say, give me your phone and unlock it so I can take out your phone, any photos I want, put in any videos I want, take out and shift anything around. They go, no way. They go, what? They go, why not? I said, why not? Just give me your phone and your computer so I can do whatever I want to it. They go, no way. I said, well, how come you let people jump straight into your mind without a second thought, and let them jump in there and give you grief and fear and anxiety and stress? It's because you haven't locked it, and you're just willing to let people just roam in there for free. That's the same as handing over your phone or your computer, never locking it, and then wondering why it's not working properly. Because other people have got their own opinions, their own photos, their own videos, the nastiness, the selfishness, and So, and people go, oh yeah, just going, yeah, you wouldn't do it, and they wouldn't. So, but this is the most amazing and hugest computer in the world. In the universe is this computer, this mobile phone.
Oh my gosh!
Look after it, man. Lock it, look after it, charge it with love, and make sure that it's going. And put a good case on it, so if it is dropped, it doesn't shatter.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, man.
Yeah. I love that, and that's another aha moment with everything that you share. I love that. And Sean also says, thank you for sharing and being honest with us.
No worries.
And Jerry was saying really powerful vibes, and some nice compliments from Stephanie and Tim, thanking me for holding some energy and space. And we've only got a couple more minutes, but I know these questions might take us down a rabbit hole. But Tim says,
Yeah.
I hear the importance of see one, do one, teach one. We lead, ask questions by doing, not just talking.
Walk the talk. You have to
Yeah.
be the love that you're looking for. You have to be what you're looking for. Like, that's why I put it on my arm. I am love. You have to be what you're looking for. You can't expect love if you're not just going to go, well, you know, that's part of the reciprocity. If you're looking for smiles, they're going to go, that guy didn't even smile at me. Did you smile at him?
Yeah.
No. You're just going to go, really? So, you know.
So true. So true.
Yeah.
And Jerry, I know he's in Quebec City, and he's like, I need to go to sleep, but I just can't. It's too awesome. So loving that. And thanks, Stephanie, saying how peaceful it was. And Tim is saying, have you always been a warrior, athlete, musician, and healer?
No. I was an out of control, alcoholic, suicidal, depressant for many years after I lost my fiance. The 1 month before we're supposed to be married, and I went to alcohol to try and curb the brain, and marijuana and drugs, and no, I was out of control. I've had to train to do this, you know. Then you know, like I'm turning 58 this year, and you know, so I've had to soldier up, and I've changed my mind, I've changed my pattern, and now I'm getting better, younger, fitter, and faster, happier, healthier, and wealthier, and wise, man. So that's my thought pattern. That's my mantra.
I love that. And I'd love to have you back on again. We should do this again sometimes and dive into more of your story that I know we've done before. But I think some things have shifted and changed since then. So I feel like it'd be really good to revisit. And
sure,
Simon
you let
says,
me know. I'd love to.
Awesome. And Simon says, yes to no monkey chatter. And we've probably got about a minute left. So, oh, here we go. I've got the 2-minute countdown going on. So
you've been beautiful. Thank you so much for having me. You're amazing.
Oh, well, I just wanted to thank you and fully acknowledge you for the way that you show up to the world, the work that you're doing, your heart and soul that you pour into contributing, from the smallest things to the biggest things. You are just such an inspiration, and I'm super grateful that I got to connect with you and meet you and call you a friend. And I am so looking forward to everything that you're doing, and to connecting and doing more of this. Unbelieve, redream. Boom. Love it. Awesome. Any last thought that you want to leave everybody with this last minute?
Yes. Be kind to yourself, please. Everybody, please be kind to yourself.
Love that.